back to my channel. My name is Carla. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. So as you can see, I am dressed in a different attire today, and it is because I will be sharing my fitness journey with you all. So I feel like this is a really vast topic, and because I haven't done a proper introduction of me on this fitness journey, I just want to give you a little quick, I guess, preview of what I've been doing and what has been occupying my time. And I just want to share mostly how I got started. So I do have a background in athletics. I did run track in high school and I loved it. I was always a tomboy, and I think it reflects in how I dress present day and even the way I carry myself. And I've just always been into outdoors activities and sports in general. And back then I was very thin, very small, and I hated it. I was always skinny. It's just my natural body makeup. And from that age I knew I always wanted to be thicker, but I just didn't know how to attain that body. And I wasn't really educated in, you know, putting on size and even diet, and it was a long journey from then to now. I did several times attempt to put on weight, but it was a healthy weight. But just to give a quick timeline of how I went from being skinny up until where I am right now. So in high school I did run track, and I did not know that it was a factor in why I was remaining skinny. And it wasn't until a few years later down the line, when I was really trying to pursue muscle growth, that I was going about it the wrong way. I want to say that maybe in my early 20s I was still small, but now I had, you know, more knowledge, just a little bit more knowledge. I was doing home workouts, and I wasn't doing any real challenging weight resistant workouts, and that's what's going to help you put on muscle. And I did that for maybe about a year, and yes, I did get really toned. And just to clarify, tone is just you having muscle that is visible. Now, you need muscle in order to be toned. You cannot be toned without building muscle. So building muscle requires some form of resistance. So I did do very minimal at home. I couldn't really get the growth that I wanted because it's not that challenging when you don't have the proper equipment and stronger resistance. So I had fell off with working out at home, and then I became skinny fat shortly after that because I was not watching what I was eating, and I thought that that was the only way of putting on weight. So skinny fat now did not suit me. Weight gain for me, when it came to fat was deposited in all the wrong places. I had fat in my midsection, on my back, and yes, fat was distributed all throughout my body, but it just was not flattering. Everybody is different, and some people are blessed to have fat that goes to areas that just really help give them the curvy shape that, you know, we all desire. But for me, I was still pretty narrow, but I had a little stomach. So a couple of years later I got into weight training in the gym, and I want to say that was about 2018 or 2018 or 2017 into 18 is when I started to hit the gym, and that's when I saw real muscle growth. Now at this point I was doing body recomp because I already had a little bit of fat on my body, but I didn't want to lose the size drastically because I would just go back to my former skinny self, and I did not want that. So recomp is a very long process, for me at least, and that's just a shortened word for recomposition. So essentially what you're doing is burning body fat while you're building muscle And sometimes you could feel like you're not seeing the results because you're maintaining the size and the weight on the scale won't budge much, and it'll give you the illusion that you're not really making progress, but in fact you are burning the fat. You're just building the muscle at the same time, so it levels out. I did that for maybe less than a year. I was not that consistent. And then I tried to manage my weight. I was doing intermittent fasting for some time, but I was still very unsatisfied with my body, and I still had these undesired fatty areas. And last year I came across a video on TikTok, and it was by this content creator named Kevo. And this particular video that he made, it was called Hot-ish Version, right? So he explains in this video that nothing is unattainable. You just have to envision yourself as your hottest version, and what your hottest version looks like, what are their daily routine and habits, and what's stopping you from achieving that.
Version of ourselves always chooses the hard answer. That's the biggest key, because remember, if we're gonna continuously do the same things over and over again, choose the same habits, choose the same narratives, choose the same thoughts, stay within the same identity, that's easy, that's familiar, it's safe, it's not the hard choice. But whenever we're in the middle of a hard choice between one or the other, our hot version of us will always choose the hard things, because it's the choice that needs to be done.
And I've watched inspirational videos. I watch them all the time. I really enjoy that. That's one of my favorite forms of content. But something about this video just really struck me, because last year I mentioned in a couple of my videos that I was experiencing a really bad eczema breakout. I did not feel good in my skin, and then I had this, my body wasn't in the best shape on top of that, and I just felt like I missed the whole summer because I had to hide from the sun because of my hyperpigmentation, and I couldn't even wear the clothing that I enjoyed. So I was really frustrated. And I remember he dropped that video in August, and when I go back and I look at my gym calendar of all the loggings that I did, I can see that in August, that's when my consistency started. And it didn't happen overnight. I was going once a week. Before, I was probably going once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, and I thought that was me being consistent. No, that was nothing like what I'm doing right now. So I want to say between August up until October, November, I was going once a week, which was an improvement. But then when winter came, I took it up a notch. I started going 3 to 4 times a week, and instead of just doing only legs, which I was only mainly familiar with, I started to incorporate upper body workouts, and that's when my journey really took off. I hope you guys could get an idea of what my timeline looked like. And fitness journey isn't linear, and I want everyone to know that, so don't be hard on yourself. I spent a lot of years being on and off. I would have considered myself as a really athletic person, even though I didn't see that in my body, and I was becoming really frustrated, and I didn't let that deter me, because my hot-ish version of myself is someone who is a muscle mommy. That's what I always envisioned for myself. I always admire women who just went all in when it came to the gym, and I've always admired that body type, and I don't know why I didn't think that I can achieve that myself. So I just got fed up, and I just asked myself, why not? What's stopping me? And that's exactly what Kevo was saying in his video. That was his main message, is what's stopping you? If that's what you want for yourself, if that's what you envision, then you need to start acting like it. So this did not happen overnight. Some habits I had to gradually let go of, and some habits I started doing. And it's something that you can't, I don't want to say you can't do it cold turkey, but I wouldn't recommend, because this is a gradual process. And I think as you become more committed to your journey, it'll happen organically and you'll just do things more effortlessly. Like for me, I started to make everything in my life revolve around the gym. Like if it's going to interfere with my schedule, I'm not doing it. Or if I know that it's going to hinder my progress, I'm not doing it. So this has been a lifestyle change that I love because I feel like it does give me more structure in other areas of my life. And not only that, is really confidence building, and I feel like I can take on more challenges just because I've been able to achieve all the goals that I've had so far in my fitness journey. So it makes you feel unstoppable. It's been nothing but benefits and gains. So I'm just so happy that I committed to this. And if I'm not sure if any of you guys are also on your fitness journey, but I hope that you can even apply the message in Kevo's video to any goals that you have in mind, because there's nothing that is stopping you. And don't tell yourself no or that you're not capable of, because you are. Trust me, you are. Even if something is super minor or it's really small, that's still an accomplishment. And I'm just so happy to be on this journey, and I just foresee so much ahead of me. So I hope that this gives you some kind of inspiration in whatever area in your life, but this has definitely been something that I have been striving for. And yeah, but I hope you did enjoy my little update chit chat, and I hope that you guys can find some inspiration in this. But if you did enjoy this video, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and subscribe. And until next time, bye. Okay, I just arrived to the gym. I'm in the parking lot right now. Just came back from the gas station. I actually had to stop and get gas before I came over here, because I know once I leave the gym, it's going to be traffic everywhere. It's 8:39 right now. I was aiming to get here by 8, but my body would not allow me to. So I'm here now. I'm gonna go in there. I think I'm gonna do definitely upper body. I'll probably do shoulders, which I have been neglecting. I mainly focus on back and buys, and sometimes back delts, which is shoulders, but I don't really target the front and side delts. So I think I want to start targeting that area. The reason why I've been neglecting it for so long is because I feel like naturally I have a muscular and broad top compared to the rest of my body. So I don't really focus on the shoulders too much, but I think I want to sculpt it a little bit. So definitely gonna go do that. And I'm gonna end it off with some cardio. So hopefully the gym is empty so I can film. My gym is relatively small, so it's really easy for people to get in my frame. And I'm hoping that since it's Sunday, not a lot of people will be there at this time, but we'll see. I see the parking lot. It's not full, but there's cars here, you know. Yeah, let's go get this. I always start off with a dynamic stretch before my workouts. I'm using a resistant band. This has been a major game changer for upper body days. It warms up my body. It loosens me up. For my first workout, it was lat pull downs. I didn't get a good shot, so I inserted a clip of me doing that later on in the video. Just want to demonstrate what that looks like. I'm sorry guys, I had to cut out the other workouts that I did. I just did not get a good angle. Like I said, I'm going to insert them later on in the video, but now I'm about to do face pulls on the cable machine. The only reason I was able to get this footage is because I got an empty area. This area is usually dominated by men, It took me a while to get to this point where I start doing upper body workouts. I was very intimidated. I was scared of looking stupid. And in January, that's when I committed to doing upper body workouts twice a week. So I'm going to do about 4 sets of face pulls, and I like to stay in a rep range of 10 to 12 reps. With each set, I do like to increase my weight, but of course I want to stay within a weight that I can manage, because the whole point is to challenge my muscles, but still do it with the correct form. Y'all see what I'm talking about? I can't get an empty area. So it's very rare for the cable area to be empty, and when people see that it's empty, they swarm it. But anyways, I'm doing some tricep workouts. I'm doing some tricep pulls with the rope attachment. I do about 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. I don't work this part of my arm too much because it can make your arms look bulky, and I focus more on biceps. So I didn't get to film my other workouts, but I basically did shoulder press, some bicep curls. I'm going to have to use a tripod eventually because I'm just not getting the shots that I like. So anyways, I'm on to cardio. I'm doing an incline of 12 and the speed is 2.2. And sometimes I gradually bump it up the speed, and I do this for 30 minutes, and that's my cardio for the day. Okay, I'm in my gym parking lot right now. Just got here, 7:27. Today is leg day. I generally like to be in the gym when there's less people in there, just in general. And especially on leg day, I just like to have the space and the comfort of just doing my exercise, because there's more people in there. I have to wait on machines, and today I am filming, so I would like to have as much space and privacy as possible to film. Today I am working on hamstrings and glutes. I started to split up my leg days. I mean, I always had splits for my leg days, but I would do the entire legs on leg days. So I'd do quads, hamstrings, calves, glutes. I would do everything twice a week. And I'm starting to experiment because I feel like I've plateaued in my growth some. I don't know if I just because of me switching up my exercises. I don't know if it's my diet or, I'm not getting enough sleep. I don't know what it is, but I don't feel like I'm getting the results that I should be getting, especially if I'm this consistent. So I'm going to try that type of split now. So I do quads and glutes on one day of the week, and then I do hamstrings and glutes on another day. Today I'm definitely doing calves. I've been skipping it, which I should not be skipping it because my calves are tiny. I'm going to do that today as well. So hopefully I have the space to film and no one gets in my shot. But yeah, let's get to this. So I didn't include footage of me warming up for leg day. It was just a really bad angle. My camera kept on moving. I just totally scrapped it. But anyways, I am working on glutes and hamstrings today. So I'm starting out on the Smith machine doing RDLs. Now I have done RDLs in the past, but only with dumbbells. But me doing it on the Smith machine is new to me. So I don't want to go too heavy because I'm still getting used to it. And I like to work out in my socks on leg days. It has been a major game changer. Now what I do is I wear Pilates socks or grip socks over my real socks. And then when I'm done with my workout, I just take them off and wear my regular socks. But I can see why it's recommended to lift with flat sneakers or in your socks, because I feel like I have more control, I have more stability, I'm more grounded. It's, like I said, a game changer. Now with RDLs, form is everything. It does not matter how heavy you're going. You want to make sure that you are perfecting form before you even go heavier. So I am focusing on the form before I increase the weight. As you can see, I am slowly dropping my upper body, hinging my hips with a slight bend in my knees, and then I'm bringing it back. Now, this particular movement is going to target my hamstrings and my glutes, which is why I like to start out with this workout. So I'm going to do about 3 to 4 sets of RDLs, and with each set I do like to increase my weight because the whole point of me doing this is to get stronger and to grow in size, and you cannot grow in size unless you go up in weight. So that's what I'm doing. I think I went from doing about 70 pounds and then I gradually went up to 90 pounds. Oh girl, this is a hideous angle. But I am dedicated and I want you guys to see what I'm doing. So now I have moved on to hip thrusts. I'm starting out with about 180 pounds. So that is a total of 4 plates. So each plate is 45 pounds. And I can't remember how much the weight of the bar is. I think it's 25. So I'm hip thrusting a total of 205 pounds, and this is my first set, and I will do 2 or 3 more sets after this, and I will increase the weight as I go along. So now I have moved on to leg curls, and this particular machine focuses on the hamstrings mainly, not too much on the glutes, but this gives you a really good burn. For some reason, the RDLs, I feel like I don't feel the burn immediately. But with this leg curl machine, I feel it instantly. It gets the job done. So like my other workouts, I'm going to do about 3 to 4 sets. And I start out with about 70 pounds. And then I gradually bump it up to 80 to 90 pounds. And I do sometimes superset with this. So I'll do a set of 8 to 10 reps with both of my legs together. And then I'll individually rep out with about 10 reps. After my leg curls, I have moved on and did some calf raises. I did about 4 sets of that, and now I'm on hip abductors. This machine, I like to treat it as my finisher. This is when I have come to the end of my leg day. So I'm just going to do about 4 sets once again with this, and I keep my weight around 70 to 80 because I really want to feel that burn. Depending on the weight, I'll change up my tempo. So if I'm going heavier, I'll try to slow down my reps just so that I can really feel it in my glutes. Okay, this is the angle I was trying to show you guys, okay? This is the money shot. So this is the first workout that I usually start out with is the lat pull downs, and I do different variations of it. I'm doing the wide grip first, and then later on you'll see that I do the close grip. So I'll do about 3 sets of the wide grip, and then when I do the close grip, I'm going to do another 3 sets, and each set I do about 10 to 12 reps. And of course I'm increasing my weight with each set. I really think that lat pull downs and pull-ups is what contributed to my back transforming like this. And this happened in just 7 months? This is 7 months progress. Now on to seated back row. I like to start off with the close grip attachment that I was using for my lat pull down. I do about 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And then I like to move on to the single arm back row. And I switch my attachment to the single hand attachment. I'll do about 2 sets on each arm and do about 10 reps. And I do like to keep the weight fairly light because I am now on single arm. Then I go on to doing pull-ups, and I vary between the different pull-up styles. I like to do the close grip or the underhand, but I'm trying to get my body
accustomed to doing the wide grip just so that I could build up my upper body strength. I'm so sorry for splicing up the video like I did. It was really challenging getting the angles that I needed, but I promise you the videos will be better in the future.